What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and remember how I told you all that the Springfield, Ohio story was going to open up the floodgates to other stories happening all around America? And of course, since we've been talking about Springfield, I've reported to you all about the rise in animal sacrifices up in New York. I reported to you all about that just gruesome story about how they're finding cats that have been chopped up and discarded at the public parks in Houston, Texas. And who can forget the hundreds of stories we've heard out of Springfield, Ohio so far? But for a moment, I want to take you out of Springfield, Ohio, and I want to place you in a little town called Bangor, Maine. You see, there's some really weird stuff happening up in Bangor. It turns out that this one little neighborhood, this one little area, they've been reporting that their pets are going missing. Just over the last few weeks, 16 cats have gone missing from Bangor, Maine. From this one little area, 16 cats have gone missing. Not a single one of these cats' bodies have been found. They're not being found, like roadkill on the side of the road. No one's finding their collars. No one's finding any sign of these cats. And the people of Bangor, they're concerned. They're worried. They have no idea what's going on. This is a recent problem from what the people of Bangor, Maine are stating. This is something that they weren't dealing with years ago, but recently, all of a sudden, all of the cats, and they're going missing. Where are they? Well, I looked into Bangor, Maine for a little bit. I still need to do more research, but it didn't take me long to find out that secretly, quietly, Bangor, Maine, has been taking in refugees. Now, they didn't take in 20,000 basically all at once like Springfield. Springfield was bringing them in by the thousands, right? Now they're up to 20,000 Haitian immigrants in Springfield. Bangor, Maine, it's been quietly taking 50, 100 refugees at a time. And when you hear the word refugee, immediately what they want you to do is they want you to be sympathetic. But the reality is a refugee, they're basically someone who has been taken from one of the worst, most dangerous places on earth, and then they drop them here in America. So what's happening is they're going in and they're bringing people from like the Congo. This guy was literally in the middle of a civil war yesterday, armed with nothing but a machete, fighting people in the jungle, and now they're dropping him off. They're giving him $5,000 in food stamps. They're renting him out an apartment right next to you and your kids. They're giving him some cash to put in his pocket, and they're dropping him off right next to you to live by you. This guy was just fighting in a war with a freaking machete two or 3 days ago. Now he's expected to live a normal American life, and they're going to house him right next to you and your kids. Hopefully everything works out. So when you hear this word refugee, understand that these are basically immigrants that they are taking from war-torn countries and dropping them off here. People who are used to living in some of the worst environments, people who have had to fight their entire lives, people who have not lived peaceful lives like me and you. Therefore, their brains are built different. They're structured different. And then they drop them right off in your peaceful little society. Hey, let's take 50 people who are fighting in the Civil War in the Congo, murdering each other with machetes, and let's send them to Maine. That's basically what's happening all over America right now. And you see, the people of Bangor, Maine, a lot of them probably have no idea that their town is quietly, silently, a few people at a time, it's being flooded with refugees. And now that they're taking in these refugees, we don't have any evidence right now that both of these stories are connected. But just a big coincidence, folks. Now that they're silently taking in these refugees, the people of Bangor are reporting all of their cats going missing. I wonder if there's a connection. I wonder if there's other stories in America where people are complaining about refugees and immigrants stealing their cats. But you know what? Don't take it from me. Let's go ahead and watch a clip from the local news. Then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
Cats are disappearing from a Bangor neighborhood, and their owners still don't know why it's happening.
This has been happening over the last couple of months in the Fairmount section of the city, just off Hammond Street. So far, at least 16 cats have disappeared without a trace. News Center Maine's Katie Delaney shows us how those cat owners in the area are responding.
This is the last street that she was seen on.
2 weeks ago, Ann Foster's cat, Frankie Blue Eyes, went out at night as she usually does. But this time, she never came home.
She's so amazing and lovable. It's really a hole in my heart without her.
Frankie is one of at least 16 cats in Bangor's Fairmount neighborhood that have gone missing in the past 2 months.
They just disappeared without a trace.
It's been a month since Matt Morgan's cat Eloise went missing. Morgan says in the time that he's lived in the neighborhood, this influx is unusual.
There was never this kind of spike of this kind of activity. And the animals that disappeared, they either were found, later or it just wasn't at that rate.
None of these cats have been found, making it hard for cat owners to get closure.
It's like you're in grief, but you can't really grieve because you don't know if they're actually gone.
What's on many neighbors' minds is, why did this happen? Bangor's animal control officer, Trisha Bruin, who is investigating these incidents, says she believes the cats were killed by wildlife. But she says it's possible some cats ran away and will return or were stolen. The Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, though, does not believe it's wildlife, as foxes, coyotes, and fishers have always been in the area.
But my question is, where's her collar? Where's her remains if it was an animal?
No remains of any cats have been found, but Foster remains hopeful that she'll get answers.
I'm not going to give up hope on Frankie, but I'm hoping she comes home soon. And everybody else's cats, they're amazing. And they're such an important part of the family.
Right now, Bruin says that pet owners should keep their animals inside at night and supervise them during the day to ensure their safety. In Bangor, Katie Delaney, News Center, Maine.
Now, if you know anything about these disappearances, you can contact the Bangor Animal Control Officer by emailing trisha.bruin@bangormaine.gov.
That's at the bottom of your screen there. And if your cat does go missing, you should reach out to your local shelters or your animal control.
Oh, wow. So isn't this crazy, folks? It turns out what they told us was not happening in Springfield, Ohio, was actually happening in Springfield, Ohio. And it's actually happening in small towns all over America. And this is why I said that the mainstream media shot themselves in the foot with this one. Because they could have let this story go away, but they keep doubling down, trying to claim that none of this is true and none of this is happening. So people are digging, including myself, including some of you all, and we're finding more and more examples, more and more evidence that this is happening. So now the conversation is not just about Springfield, it's about other places too. Now the conversation is also about Bangor, Maine. Because when I watch that news clip, it saddens me. Because no one in that news clip was mentioning, illegal immigrants or refugees or anything like that. No one's mentioning Haitians. These people are just scared and worried, wondering, why are our cats going missing? Most of them probably don't know that their local government has been quietly taking in 50, 100 people at a time. So you don't really notice in a way that you would notice if you got thousands upon thousands. But I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and connect the dots and draw the connection here, because everywhere, every town where these people are starting to flood into, all of a sudden the cats are going missing, the pets are going missing, and we're having a huge influx of animal sacrifices and whatnot. So I don't think it's hard to put two and two together, even though the people of Bangor, Maine probably haven't put two and two together yet, because I can guarantee you that 90% of the people that live there have no idea that they have now become the new home for refugees coming from war-torn areas all over the freaking world, okay? They probably have no idea about this. But what they do know that little Sprinkles the kitten is missing. Their pets are going missing. What in the heck is going on, right? But you can't question it too much. You kind of just got to allow it to happen, or else you're a bigot. You don't want to question if the neighbors ate the cat, or you'll be a bigot, right? So this is just, it's like a cancer, right? This is a disease that is slowly spreading across America. We've caught it. We've spotted the disease pretty early on. We can get rid of this disease still. We can still cure ourselves before it's too late. But half of America doesn't want to cure ourselves. Half of America wants to keep going down this path where our communities are rotted out from the inside, right? Our communities are rotted out and turned into little hellholes, turned into little third world countries. Because when you import the third world, you become the third world. And that's what we're seeing. And Bangor, Maine, your days are numbered. Your nice little quiet town, it's not going to be so quiet for long. Because slowly but surely, y'all are bringing in the refugees. And I looked it up. I think next month or the month after that, you're about to bring in even more refugees. So go ahead and expect even more cats to go missing. Go ahead and expect the crime rate to shoot through the roof. Go ahead and expect more car crashes. Go ahead and expect your insurance to go up. Go ahead and expect your lives to be completely ruined, basically. But unfortunately for all of us, Springfield and Bangor, they're not the only places. There are other places as well, and we'll be talking about those in the future. But for now, let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon at the next one.